All right, welcome everybody. I am super excited for the opportunity we have tonight to hear directly from our corporate. I don't even know the best way for me to say because the education we have here, the support system we have here, and the resources we have here at Riman are so special and unique. I don't even have the right word for what Angie is for us because it's so special. And I mean, any of you guys who have been in this industry a long time know that Angie is so amazing. So as you guys are jumping in, please last minute tag your teams, get them in here. Let us know where you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're spreading Riman to, because this is unique. This is special. And I will say, you guys, as part of, when I met Angie and I sat down and I did the deep dive as a board certified health and wellness coach, as somebody that's really, really, really focused on ingredients, focused on sourcing, focused on how it affects my body with and my children's bodies and our background in health and wellness. I was so beyond impressed. And this is something I really feel that us at building a team, it's not so much about what we're teaching everyone, it's about what it builds belief in ourselves, you guys. And so I'm excited as you guys all build stronger belief in what we have here, the products, how they work so amazing, because it's not an accident. It's actually on purpose. And so we have the absolute gift of having Angie here from corporate tonight to do a deep dive. This is going to be a long call. Please get a notebook. Please take notes. Please do whatever you need to process this information. As Angie, you guys, not only is she brilliant and young and beautiful, she's also a biochemist. So she really understands the science behind everything in a way that is kind of mind-blowing, actually. So please, please, please try to focus, take notes. And Angie, I'm going to turn it over to you so that we don't have to waste any more time and we get to hear from you. And I'm actually really excited and I have my notepad right here.
Well, thank you so much, Tara. It's honestly an honor that you asked me to join this call or to have this call, because all of you wanting to learn from me is my role. It's what I love to do. It's what I love to teach and talk about. So thank you first and foremost for joining and for listening to me. It is a bit of a lengthy call, and it might be, information you've heard before, and for some people you might have never heard it. So no matter what, I hope for everyone that it is useful. So just a small thing about my background before we begin. As Tara has said, I am a biochemist. That is what I got my degree in. But for a few years, I was actually on the raw material side of the personal care industry. So I was hands-on formulating with ingredients. And that's what I really bring to the Riman team, is this understanding of ingredient selection and the purpose in ingredient selection, even with formulation aids, not even any ingredients that are performing, but genuinely creating formulas with every single ingredient in mind is how Riman is doing it. And that's what I love about this company. So without further ado, I'm going to get started and share my screen. All right. All right, y'all. So for today, we are looking into Riman as not only an entity, but as a promise of a life change. And so specifically within my position as product specialist, I like to perceive the story and the products themselves and how this allows us to stand apart from everything else that is out there. So firstly, our story. Our story is deeply rooted in this belief in proven success and in science. Our chairman, Mr. An, was very passionate about just two tenets when he began to create Insulderm. And those tenets were efficacy and safety. And so you can guarantee that these will be the cornerstone of every formulation you already know of and anything that is to come, whether it be performance testing or safety or even eye irritation testing. All of that will be with each product. With the products themselves, we are looking towards this more holistic idea of self-care and how you can honor yourself through your skincare routine. The products themselves are going to uphold more natural and heritage ingredients, but of course with efficacy entirely in mind with the innovation that we apply to these products. And so this comes down to our mission statement, which I love. I think it's a beautiful mission statement, and it's two-pronged in its beliefs. And so it revolves around this idea of modern day skincare. So often in our day-to-day lives, whether you're getting up early to take care of kids, to get ready for work, you have to put something on your face or you have to cleanse your face. And well, by the end of the day, for us ladies, well, we have to wash our makeup off, or we have to take a shower, whatever it may be. It's all these have-tos, these obligations. And so Riman is in the business of shifting these obligations to inspiration and ultimately transformation, to genuinely enjoy and almost look forward to your skincare routine now as a self-care ritual, and to honor yourself essentially with the application of these products. And so the second prong to this mission statement then is, once you feel so confident in your routine, there is essentially this expectation of just wanting to share it with others, with those around you, simply in the hopes of bettering their lives as well. That is all we want with Riman. In terms of the products themselves, we have 5 governing product values that we uphold for every formulation. The first is that we are rooted in tradition. So at our core, we are a K-beauty brand, born and raised in Korea. But right now, K-beauty is trending. And while we acknowledge this, we also want to insist that while it is trending, it's not a trend. It is something that has essentially a history of use, in which mothers in Korea were teaching their daughters how to honor themselves through their skincare, and we are simply continuing this with Riman. Our second product value, as I've mentioned in the beginning, is that we are backed by science. And science is huge, especially in Riman Korea, in the sense that we have established entities to allow research to happen directly from our hands. So at Riman HQ, we have 2 separate entities called Ask Base and Ask Labs. Ask Base oversees the raw material sourcing of a variety of raw materials that we source ourselves at Riman. So we are not contracting with a supplier. We are overseeing the growth and cultivation and ultimate sourcing of these materials you see in your products. And I'll name a couple of them as we go through this presentation. But the second entity is Ask Labs. And at Ask Labs, that is where we are doing the initial research with our formulations, seeing if a product will be stable, creating new products, also continuing innovation in terms of our hero ingredients, whatever it may be. Thirdly, sustainably sourced. So as many of y'all know, and for those who don't, we have a very intimate tie to an island off the coast of South Korea called Jeju Island. And in our respect of Jeju and in our incorporation of it into our story, we want to ensure that environmentally conscious practices are in everything we do. So whether it is raw material sourcing, whether it's manufacturing or sustainability initiatives in terms of packaging, we're always striving for the next best thing in terms of making sure we're being respectful to our environment. So as you can see on many different products, you'll see an FSC label on the outer packaging of essentially on the box. That means that those were created utilizing sustainable wood materials and recycled paper. For example, with inner packaging, with the certain plastic bottles, Korea actually just adopted a new PLA PPA material, which is a polymer that is biodegradable. And so they're incorporating that into the Insulderm Dermatology EX products. So that is coming to the US. So all of this is, again, something that we will always be continued to develop and continuing to spread across all the brands. So we'll never stay stagnant on sustainability. Simple and holistic is our 4th product value. And this really ties to the rituals we prescribe. So, we set you up with specific rituals that we invite you also to modulate. But in appreciating and beginning to adopt these rituals, it is easy to see how simple it is to take care of your skin, and the products make sense. And it makes sense why each brand talks to each other, why Lifening and Bodolab and Insulderm are all coming together for that ultimate goal of the healthier you. And then lastly, and I would say most importantly, is a difference you'll love. So our tagline here at Riman is experience the difference, a difference you'll love. And what we mean by that is it's so easy to create collections of different products or skincare, materials. For me, I have 4 different moisturizers in my cabinets and 15 different lipsticks just ghosting away in my vanity. But we go to the store and we see something different. Maybe it's new packaging or it has a cool call ingredient. Whatever it may be, we buy it because we don't have something like it. So we at Riman are claiming that we're that difference you are looking for, even if you weren't aware you were looking for it. And these products will satisfy your curiosity to the extent that you won't go out looking for something else again. And to, of course, honor the product values, we also have community values because Riman is more than the products. So we look to empower, encourage, and enlighten both of our customer bases and our planner bases. We have a robust customer service team. It makes up about half of our US team, both in office and remote, that can help with any of your needs. But we, especially at corporate, so greatly value our direct connections to planners. We want your insight, your feedback, what materials are useful for you, not only for business, but for your connection to the Riman story. So this is why I actually love things like this. I want to see you guys and hear from you in turn. So with that being said, then just a small kind of step back to appreciating Riman as an entity. We were actually established in Seoul in Korea roughly 6 years ago, and we quickly actually ranked to the #1 K-beauty brand in direct selling in Korea. But just to further the expansiveness of the Riman prowess, we launched in March of 2023 last year in the US, and by the end of the year, we ranked number 23 on the DSN list. So just in what, 9 months, we were able to achieve that. And with December, of course, we also launched Taiwan as well as Canada officially. And this year we have Hong Kong coming. So amazing things. But what's most important for me on this slide, specifically in discussion of products, is the bottom 2 stats. So it's going to be the 25 awards and the 13 patents. This is both a testament to and an acclamation of, or not acclamation, a claim to rather, of the Riman difference. Because as a consumer myself, it's easy to essentially say there's no denying that there's amazing products out there, but there's nothing like Riman. Because of these patented and proprietary ingredients, we are able to create exclusive formulations and exclusive formulation techniques that only you can enjoy really for that Riman difference. And of course, they are award winning. But when we look at the product philosophy itself, we often tout that Riman is the perfect synergy of when East meets West, or when tradition meets innovation. So what we mean by that is Eastern traditional heritage ingredients, ingredients that have either history of use or they're just well known in the sphere. They're now maximized in their efficacy with Western, more modernized forms of technology. And whether this technology is in formulation or even in packaging, we're always looking for the innovative at every different corner of the realm of personal care. But in terms of our formulation, specifically with ingredient selection, we like to think of ourselves as ingredient obsessed. So because of this, this means that every single ingredient you see listed on the ingredient decks of any product is purposefully there for a reason. We avoid over 3,000 different ingredients that are deemed harmful, toxic, or endocrine disrupting worldwide. So we look at US, Canada, all those different things listed there, China, Taiwan, their regulatory bodies to determine what is safe and genuinely efficacious to include into formula. And so this is really something that I always like to kind of spend a minute on, because why is it so important that we're following the regulations of these institutions? So these institutions not only oversee the salability or salability of these products within the respective borders, their country borders, but they also have immense teams of professionals, different procedures, and standard practices that are fully developed to back their specific regulations. So their resources, their finances, and their research all go into the clinical study and ultimate deeming of an ingredient as beneficial or harmful. And so I know, especially today in the age of the educated consumer, there are so many different platforms to get ingredient information. And that is absolutely awesome, because I want people to be educated about what they're putting on their body and on their face. But sometimes certain sources can be partial, or they can have just a tip of information when there is so much more research beneath that information that is negating its belief. So with that being said, I know how important ingredient selection is, and please rest assured that Riman has that in mind always, always, always. But when we look at the ingredients we uphold at Riman, especially those that make us unique, we first have to take a moment to appreciate the island that we get many of them from. So that, of course, is Jeju Island. So on Jeju Island, it's roughly off the coast of South Korea, formed 2 million years ago, but currently it is heralded as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So that means it is heavily governmentally protected and respected in both its beauty and its resources. And this worked in our favor, this government involvement, because we actually created a specific partnership with a government agency known as the Lava Seawater Research Center. So this Lava Seawater Research Center allows us premier access to one of our hero ingredients, being Jeju Lava Energy Water, but they also allowed us to establish a smart farm inside their building. And in this smart farm, we grow our other hero ingredient, our giant byung pool. And because of that, we are directly responsible for the quality and consistency of our two main and most prevalent ingredients in our line, which of course is again byung pool and Jeju Lava Energy Water. And then, as I've mentioned, Ask Base, which is our raw material sourcing side of Riman, actually established a manufacturing plant on Jeju Island. And so on Jeju Island, we are also sourcing camellia seed oil, nettle extract, various other plant extracts that we are responsible for sourcing ourselves, which again helps us maintain responsibility and quality assurance in every product. But now let's get into the ingredients specifically and our hero ingredients at that. So our first is, of course, byung pool. So byung pool is well known in the industry. It has many different names, many different evidences in historical texts. I would say most commonly it is known as tiger grass, Asiatic pennywort, or Centella asiatica. And so at its core, it is safe for sensitive skin. And I like to appreciate sensitive skin as that most vulnerable baseline skin type, such that it only further benefits the more robust skin types, perhaps combination, normal, etc. And so some of its characteristic benefits include soothing and calming irritated skin, along with providing hydration and even improving the skin barrier. But this, again, is true of any centella, which is so common in the beauty industry, especially in K-beauty. So we had to bring about that Riman difference, and we actually cultivated and then patented our own strain of byung pool called giant byung pool. So in working around the different cultivation options on Jeju Island, when we had partnered with that Lava Research Center, we decided to bring the growth of our giant byung pool indoors. And we began to grow it with the Jeju Lava Energy Water. And this allowed us to realize that there was a synergistic growth benefit in which growing byung pool with Jeju Lava Energy Water results in leaves that are 3 to 4 times larger than standard byung pool, as you can see in the comparison below. Once we discovered this, we then submitted it to a cultivation agency who studied the leaves for 3 years to make sure that each batch was growing consistently larger. Once they deemed that that was true, we then received exclusive cultivation rights for 20 years. So this is only for Riman's use, but one of the greater aspects of the fact that we are growing these giant byung pool leaves ourselves is that we only ever use them in their fresh form. They are never dried. So many companies will dry the standard byung pool to lower the cost of shipping of this raw material, especially overseas. But in doing so, you actually remove a lot of water-soluble components that are beneficial to the human body, such as water-soluble vitamins. So we take those fresh leaves directly to our extraction process for the ultimate incorporation into our products to get all those beneficial natural extracts from the leaves. And so because of the greater area of leaf size of these leaves, we found that there's a higher polyphenol content, which directly correlates to a greater antioxidant activity. But again, because we are so passionate about science, we submitted giant byung pool to various universities in Seoul to see what else it could do for our skin. And they illuminated that in placebo-controlled studies, there was a significant anti-wrinkle effect, as well as a reduction in hyperpigmentation with this giant byung pool. This is another thing that we will not stay stagnant on. We will continue to see what else giant byung pool can do for the human body. It is actually a branch of research at Ask Labs. It's our Byung Pool Research Institute. So only more things to come with byung pool. It is such a fantastic natural extract. But to marry with it, we also, of course, have that Jeju Lava Energy Water. So on Jeju Island, roughly 400,000 years ago, Halasan volcano began to form. And beneath this volcano was volcanic bedrock. The surrounding seawater began to filter through this bedrock and was being freed of any heavy metals or impurities and actually picking up essential minerals from the rock, such that this aqueous resource actually has tested benefits for improving skin hydration, which is amazing because when you look at deionized water or distilled water, they have no benefit to the skin. They only have formulation benefits, so to speak. So through our collaboration with that research center, On Jeju Island, we utilize the Jeju lava energy water in 3 different steps of our processes. We utilize it, of course, to grow the giant byungpool. We use it to water extract the giant byungpool to create our byungpool leaf water. And then as often as we can in final formulation, when a formula has a water phase, we use Jeju lava energy water instead of just distilled or deionized water to increase the potential interaction with these minerals on your skin. And so in understanding our 2 hero or heritage ingredients, that is our form of the tradition of the East. And so our main form of the innovation of the West is, of course, liposomal technology. So for those who don't know, liposomes were initially introduced in the drug industry to help the absorption of topical medicines through the skin. And like many things, the cosmetic industry snapped it up. And so these liposomes are microscopic molecules that have both oil and water areas, so to speak, and they greatly enhance the absorption of ingredients through the skin. Your skin is fantastic at what it is supposed to be doing, which is acting as a barrier. But sometimes that means that molecules are either too large or they're the wrong polarity. They're not oil or water soluble, such that they cannot reach their target areas. So with Riman's revolutionary microfluidizer processor, we specifically create nanoliposomes of entire formulas. And this means enhanced absorption to reach those target areas for enhanced efficacy in kind. And so finally, when we look to our skincare line, our Insilderm line, we really like to look at these governing tenets of K-beauty: cleanse, hydrate, and protect. And so with that, I always like to simplify down the product offerings into one of these 3 tenets. As long as you have a product or 2 that satisfies each, that's a skincare routine, and a good one at that. And so for anyone who ever becomes overwhelmed with the different products they see, this is always what I simplify it down to, because really it is just down to these basics to have a genuinely efficacious skincare routine. But before we get into the different products and their profiles, I want to take a pause and kind of acknowledge all the different terminology that's going out there right now. There's so many different terms or ways to label a brand, but what does it mean? Does it apply to us? All that good stuff. So cosmetic grade, medical grade, cosmeceutical grade, all these different things get tossed around and they start losing their meaning. So I wanted to take a moment and acknowledge each. So with medical grade, these are traditionally prescribed. They often have extremely high concentrations of specific actives, and they can make specific claims in regards to altering the appearance of the skin. So for example, something that treats acne, something with tretinoin, these things are FDA scrutинized, so to speak, versus the bottom 2 are actually not regulated by the FDA, but still can have amazing efficacy. So with cosmetic grade, it is any product with the intention of beautifying or altering appearance of the skin without altering the structure or the function. So examples of this are moisturizers, lipsticks, even shampoos. A shampoo is cosmetic grade, but if you wanted a medical grade shampoo, that's an anti-dandruff shampoo. So simple as that, just slight difference in how something's described or what their claims are making can categorize them differently. But with cosmeceutical grade, this is recently introduced and I find very important because it's where Riman applies. So there's this gray area in which brands were creating obviously cosmetic products, but they had genuine efficacy that was nearly aligning with medical grade, but without the need for a prescription or without the harsh side effects that some medical grade products have. And thusly, cosmeceutical grade was born. And so cosmeceutical grade are non-prescription products that have more biologically active ingredients with performance that goes beyond traditional claims of beautification. So things with hyperpigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, things of that nature, this is where cosmeceutical grade aligns. And so the biologically active ingredients can be as simple as niacinamide or vitamin C, but it allows for a brand to stand apart from everything else that's just being submitted into the cosmetic and personal care realm. And so that's where Riman lies. We are creating genuinely efficacious products that are not of the strict high active concentration of medical grade, which often causes more restrictions in use than helpfulness for skincare. But in terms of formulations, specifically now with K-beauty in mind, there are a couple different instances or differences that I think are really important to understand. And so the first is that K-beauty focuses more on prevention and protection of the skin rather than problem solving. That isn't to say that if you already have problems that the skincare won't address them, but we're looking more to work with the health of the skin instead of looking for a quick fix against its issues. So things like retinoids, things like AHA and BHA peels, spot treatments, all things that absolutely work and often work quickly also often come with the compromise of either your skin, especially with retinol burn, but also skin discomfort or with use restrictions, photosensitivity or age restrictions, etc. And so we choose instead to prioritize more gentle ingredients or any harsher actives that do work and are well known. We keep them to lower concentrations just to maintain your skin's integrity and to again work with the health of the skin. And so this all culminates into a huge concept of K-beauty, which is the multi-step aspect. So staying consistent, layering these products and layering these ingredients is how you gently bring about the results to the surface of your skin. And so now after understanding the formulation that we kind of like to refer to, especially with Insulderm, we can then look at our first pioneered line, which of course is Dermatology EX. So this is our signature line. It's what allowed us to rise to #1 in Korea, and it focuses on hydration as a means of obtaining skin radiance. So we're really looking at high concentrations of water-rich ingredients that quickly absorb into the skin with both short-term and long-term brightening results. And so these three products also have the highest concentration of our Byungpo leaf extract. The booster has 88% of it, the serum 81%, and the active cream 57%. All three products were also German derma tested, which again is just another kind of test to reassure their applicability to sensitive skin and their general efficacy and safety. And so with that, I always suggest this line for anyone starting out with Riman who isn't too sure their skin type or their skincare goals, because it is such a gentle way to dip their toes into the water, so to speak. For those that do want more advanced care, they have extremely dry skin, fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, that's when we turn to the Radiance 100 line. And so, as I've mentioned specifically with liposomes, this line right here is 100% liposomal. And in my experience in cosmetic chemistry, it was super common for a raw material supplier to pre-encapsulate an active such that you could just get it already in a liposome, but its inclusion into formula meant that the entire formula is maybe 5 to 10% liposomal. But these products are 100%. We take the entire formulas through a microfluidizer processor to output nanoliposomes, and that ensures extremely not only enhanced absorption, but extreme efficacy in kind. And so this line is a bit more emollient. It's luxurious in its application. And so sometimes different or deciding between the two is as simple as what sensory experience you want. But I've made this little graphic just kind of simplify down the choice between the two, because I know it can be a lot. And for those that do get overwhelmed with options, I think this is a really easy way to decide what's right for you. So with Dermatology EX, it's really for all skin types, again, because of that German derma testing. The high concentration of that Byungpo leaf water means the formulas themselves are more water rich. And because of that, it's going to be more quickly absorbing. And so you're really looking at just hydration, off the bat hydration. With Radiantsum in comparison, it, yes, is for all skin types, but it is specialized for mature or extremely dry skin. And I always make the note that I never define this as our mature skin line, because I know a lot of people that are younger that utilize this, because sometimes it is just for drier skin or someone that perhaps has acne scarring, whatever it may be. But this line is more emollient and more oil rich to support the stability of those liposomes. And because of it, it is slower absorbing. So you're getting more of a focus on brightening as well as skin elasticity and plumpness with this line. And again, you can use both. You can use Dermatology EX in the morning, Radiantsum 100 at night. It is up to you as you define your Riman ritual. But now we're going to get in depth on the product profile, of each. And so when we start with a lot of these different products, outside of the 3 products you saw on each line, these products can be used with either line, and it's something you might have seen on our ritual materials on the drive. For example, a pure cell cleansing oil is step 1 for both our expert Riman ritual and the advanced Riman ritual. But when we look closely at our pure cell cleansing oil, this is a first step in a double cleansing routine. And double cleansing, again, is very popular in K-beauty. It utilizes the science of solubilities where you're using like to dissolve like. And in this instance, we are using oil to dissolve oil, whether it's waterproof makeup, SPF, or even just the sebum that's built up on your face. If you don't wear makeup, this is the first and best step to go towards. So it's 75% of the formula is just natural oils to gently break down these oil-based impurities. But we also have black cumin seed oil, which is affectionately known as Cleopatra's secret, but realistically, it has some antibacterial properties. We also have berry flux vita, which is a patented complex for Riman, and it has stem cells derived from raspberry that aids in skin's moisture content and elasticity. And then lastly, jojoba seed oil, a well-known ingredient in the industry that again provides this softness to the skin post-cleanse. And so with this product, just a couple pumps into dry hands onto a dry face, massage gently, especially around the eye area. If you're like me and you wear waterproof eyeliner or mascara, you want to be extremely gentle around the area because you can actually tug and cause wrinkles with continuous tugging. So once you get that all, just add a little bit of lukewarm water and massage it again. This is going to essentially emulsify the oil on your skin, and then you can rinse it off. And then, of course, with any double cleansing routine, the next step would be a water-based cleanser. And so more often than not, it is the snow enzyme cleanser that is our next step. So the snow enzyme cleanser is, of course, a water-based cleanser, a basic surfactant cleanser, but it focuses on papain and bromelain as well to help with this illusion of exfoliation, this illusion of cleansing, because you really need to feel not only the removal of impurities, which are essentially invisible, but also perhaps the sloughing off of dead skin cells to feel that smoother skin as well. So with the snow enzyme cleanser, we have both papain and bromelain, both fruit-derived enzymes that again aid in the mild exfoliation of dead skin cells. But we also have our propolis biosome. So this again is a patented complex for Riman, and it is derived from honey to aid in moisturization and texture. And then lastly, important to note is the camellia flower extract. And this is actually in a lot of different products because this is a raw material that we source ourselves on Jeju Island. And so this again just maintains skin moisture as you are cleansing, because we don't want this to be a stripping experience for your skin. And so this product can be applied on wet or dry skin. Same thing, just massage it until it begins to foam up and then wash off. But sometimes your skin does need a little bit of help with exfoliation. And so that's why we suggest 2 to 3 times a week, depending on your skin type, swapping out the snow enzyme cleanser for the active cleanup powder. And so the active cleanup powder was actually the first cleanser we introduced. And so that is why it's the only cleanser in the travel kit, because it actually was the only cleanser that was at Riman before people asked for a more hydrating cleanse, thus the snow enzyme cleanser. But with the active cleanup powder, we again focus on papain for that enzymatic action and exfoliation. But we also have asparagus stem extract and oat flower extract, both of which help maintain the skin's health and vitality, again, to maintain non-irritating cleansing. So with this product, you have sensitive skin, I suggest trying out just 1 to 2 times a week. If you have oily skin, I know people who use this as their main cleanser. So I invite you to kind of play around with this product and see what works for you, but it is fantastic at both cleansing and exfoliating the skin. So those were the cleanse products, the cleanse tenet. So next, of course, is hydrate. And probably the most hydrating we have, apart from the Derm EX line, is our Calming Balance Gel. So simplistically, our Calming Balance Gel is a water-based gel, and it has damask rose water, which is known for not only the vitamins and minerals it imparts, but also the extreme hydration it can bring to the skin. But to aid in that story, we also have our 8-layer hyaluronic acid complex. And so this simplistically is a complex of low to high molecular weights of hyaluronic acid. The higher molecular weights are larger molecules. They're going to be more surface active versus the lower molecular weights are smaller molecules. They can get a couple layers deeper into the epidermis. All of this meaning hydration at every layer. And then lastly, gold. And this is not superfluous. It actually aids in the absorption of other ingredients in the product, while itself also having some elasticity boosting properties. So this is easy to smooth onto the skin whenever it's necessary. I know some people who put it into the fridge and apply it on sunburned skin. Whatever you need, this is just a great way to get hydrated. And then, of course, for our main form of hydrate, we have our Dermatology First Package EX with both the booster and the serum. So as I've mentioned, high concentration of that young whole leaf water. Again, it's 88% in the booster, 81% in the serum. But we also have our patented Spirissa crispa extract, which helps maintain skin's moisturization as well as health. And lastly, an amino acid complex, which is just 17 different types of amino acids that again help your skin's daily functioning and vitality. If you can remember, amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So providing your skin with these amino acids gives your skin essentially the tools it needs to continue its day-to-day functions and processes. And so with this, we always recommend a Boost Boom. So you spritz with the booster, apply a couple drops of the serum, and then the booster again. The reason we suggest doing this is because both of these products are high in water content, and water's natural behavior is to evaporate. And so as some of the products are absorbing and you're getting some of those ingredients, some of them are being lost to the natural behavior of water and its evaporation. So with layering again with the booster, you're essentially saturating your skin with these different ingredients for the utmost benefit. But to finish off, especially with the Dermatology EX line, our Active Cream EX is that perfect way to both hydrate and moisturize while still getting some additional benefits. So again, we still have that young whole leaf water in this product, but we also have two patented botanical complexes. So Easy Calm 6 and the NBP complex, both of which are added to essentially help maintain skin's antioxidant care, but also elasticity. So you're still getting those benefits in terms of the appearance of your skin and the structuring of your skin with the Dermatology EX line. All right, and so then we move on to the opposite line in terms of hydrate or moisturize, I would really say in this instance. That's going to be the Radiant Sun 100 line. And so what's important to note is that all three products, the toner, the ampule, and the cream, all have the same main 5 ingredients. And that's important because, again, the layering that I mentioned with this multi-step aspect with more gentle ingredients, ensuring complete absorption and saturation of your skin with these ingredients is often how we see results specifically within this realm of skincare. So throughout all three products, the main 5 ingredients are shown here. So the first is RK Snowflake, and it's exclusive for us in Riman's use. And exclusivity means that essentially it was created by a supplier, but only sold to us for the utilization. But specifically, it is a plant extract that really maintains skin's vitality, but also brightness of the skin. Next, we have a Vita complex, again, an exclusive ingredient, but this is a 5 vitamin complex. And so hidden within this complex is actually vitamin C, vitamin P, and a couple of other, I believe, vitamin B3. So there's a couple of different vitamins in here that you probably know about. So with that being said, then all of these different vitamins are working together to help maintain your skin's health, but you don't have to stray from what you know. If you already know and love vitamin C, don't worry, it's right here. It's just in Vita complex. But nextly, with collagen near, this is a patented complex for us. So we created this. And this simplistically is a complex for maintaining skin's elasticity. It has specific ingredients that stimulate the fibroblasts, which are the cell types that create elastin and collagen in the skin. And then the final 2 are just well-known ingredients, yet beautiful ingredients. So our Pancratium maritimum extract is simplistically for brightening and evening the skin tone. It's a specific flower. And then, of course, our sunflower extract really helps maintain smoother and healthier looking skin. So you go in first with the toner. This is essentially the prep step. This is also the thinnest product within the series from the ampule to the cream. And so it'll be more fastly or quickly absorbing than the other 2 products. You go in next, of course, with the ampule. Same main 5 ingredients, just differing in the viscosity enhancers, but this is a concentration of those ingredients. And it's gonna be a little bit more slowly absorbing, but again, just depositing all that awesome ingredient selection into your skin. And then last but not least, we of course finish with the cream. So this is the thickest product. It's gonna take the longest to absorb, but it's again, just layering those different purposefully included ingredients. And so that is the Rad 100 line. But of course, we also have the ancillary products, especially the ones that you can use throughout the day. So the first product is the Biotin Oil Mist. And so we categorize this into the protect category because there are certain ways in which your skin can protect itself. Of course, the most common way of protection is sunscreen. But we also kind of like to look at your skin barrier as your innate protection. And so certain products can help reinforce your skin barrier. And so with this product, we have a dual phase mist. As you may have seen, it has a water and an oil phase. That's why you have to shake it before you use it. But this allows us to address both hydration and moisturization of the skin, often thought to be synonymous, but not the same thing. So hydration deals with the water content of your skin, moisturization with the oil content. So in the water phase of this oil mist, we of course have our sea berry water. So sea berry water is rich in both vitamin C and vitamin E, which again aids in skin's vitality. And in the oil phase, of course, we have our camellia seed oil to moisturize the skin. So this is included as the first step after cleansing in the expert Riman ritual, but you can use it throughout the day just to maintain that healthy glow and moisturization to your skin. And to kind of further that story, of course, the sister product is the Biotin Multi-Stick Balm. So this is an hydrous balm that can be used wherever necessary, whenever necessary. So not only do we have those same two ingredients, the camellia seed oil and the sea berry water, we also have young pole leaf oil in this instance. So this is going to bring not only hydration, but also anti-inflammatory benefits for this. And so this stick is fantastic for, your lips. You can put it on your collarbones or under your eyes for bringing some radiance. I actually put it around my nose because I get chapped around the area. So really great just to carry with you for that moisturization. And then to finish off our skincare deep dive, of course, is the Aqua Protection Sunscreen. So sunscreen is a crazy product to formulate. So in Korea, it is perceived as a cosmetic product. So they can use any filters they want to create genuinely beautiful formulations. In the US, the FDA has not approved a new filter into the monograph since 1999. So we are limited in our use of certain filters as formulators, but this is where the innovation and majesty of this product came, because the formulators at HQ created a formula that feels like a Korean sunscreen in its non-greasiness and its absorption, but it has FDA approved filters. And so beyond that, beyond the SPF protection, we also have birch sap, which provides hydration and moisturization to the skin, along with hyaluronic acid, as you again will remember, bringing hydration to all layers, and a patented complex, of course, our Lucient Mela complex, which aids in skin's brightness and elasticity. So this product is essentially your final step in your routine. As you can see here, we have also the Aqua BB and the 4D Luster Cushion, which themselves have their own benefits. I always just pass by them because we only have one shade of each. And so before we really get into depth on their benefits, I want to have a couple more shades in those lines. But with that all being said, I mentioned quite often the different rituals, so I just wanted to flash them up here for anyone who hasn't seen them yet. These again are available on the drive on Riman.com if you scroll all the way down. And so you can see the different steps and the explanation of how to use the different products. This is super useful to give anyone who is overwhelmed with, the different steps or just doesn't really know where to start. And so we have the advanced Riman ritual here that focuses on the RAD 100 line. And then, of course, our essential Riman ritual for those that just don't have the time for too many steps. But yeah, so now take a breath and we're moving on to personal care. So with our personal care line of Bodolab, of course, we have Eve Vegan Hair and Body Care that focuses on gently nourishing multiple other platforms of our body, because everywhere needs some TLC, and too often we focus on just our face alone. So specifically with our hair care, the main ingredient that gives it its name is Deserti Cola. So Deserti Cola, we passionately call the miracle of the desert, but simplistically, it is a microalgae, and it was discovered in the desert. And so when scientists were trying to take their various extracts to understand how it was surviving such arid conditions, they found a specific metabolite called loliolide. And so we began to collaborate with Dr. Hee-Sik Kim and the Korea Research Institute of Bioscience and Biotechnology to play around with this loliolide in microalgal extracts. And we essentially concentrate it to 12 times higher than traditional sources alone. And so this is what is promoting maximum scalp and hair health in each product. And as you can see here, all three products were also evaluated for cytotoxicity and skin irritation, which they passed with flying colors, and no sulfates, phthalates, or parabens as well. But with the products, or first product, we of course have the shampoo. And so beyond Deserti Cola, we also have nettle extract, and camellia extract, both of which we also source ourselves on Jeju. But this product is looking to not only cleanse the hair, but to nourish the scalp to ensure healthy strands for the long run. And so this is very gentle in its efficacy. But all you need to simply do is wet the hair with water, apply this to the hair and allow it to foam and rinse out with water. And that's it with that. But of course, we then follow with our conditioning treatment, which is our water treatment. And despite the name, it is meant to be used as a daily conditioner. So the water treatment comes from its water-like initial, appearance. And so when you apply the product, it is water thin, but once it comes in contact with water, it begins to cream up and thicken. And it also lets out a slight heating feel. So this greatly enhances the sensory experience of this product. And so it has this convenient nozzle to apply directly to the scalp. For me personally, I apply it just to the ends by essentially bolstering the application with a hand underneath a chunk of hair. So whichever you prefer, just kind of massage it in and rinse out, and you have conditioned with Deserti Cola. And then to finish off, we of course have our Deserti Cola hair oil serum. So this is a 5-in-1 serum, and not only does it have Deserti Cola and camellia, but it also has byungpul extract in here as well as 5 botanical oils. And so this not only imparts heat heat protection, up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, but it also increases shine, reduces frizz, maintains volume, seals damaged cuticles, and I think that's it. But yeah, so it does so many different things for the hair. And the other thing that's awesome is that you can use it throughout the day. You can use it on air dried hair, styled hair, wet hair, and then as needed. Especially with me, I always get my little frizzies in the afternoon, and I apply just a little bit of this and I'm good to go. So that is it on Deserti Cola. We'll then move on to Bodolab Swamel. So Swamel is a beautiful ingredient. It is known as a bioremediator, and bioremediation is the utilization of biological systems to clean up foreign waste without disturbing native wildlife. So Swamel's industrial counterpart was actually used in an oil spill off the coast of South Korea in 2007, and it helped absorb some of the oil without killing off the fish or the native seabirds. It's essentially like a glorified Dawn, so to speak. But the reason we tell the story is because it works beautifully for our skin and kind, in the sense that it cleanses and nourishes our skin without disrupting our innate hydration balance or our skin barrier. And so specifically in terms of Swamel and in terms of any bioemulsifier or biosurfactant, these are created by fermentation processes or fermentation byproducts, so to speak. So specifically with Swamel, these are glycolipids created by bacterial fermentation. And those glycolipids are extremely biocompatible, surface active, and gentle. So whether you are cleansing with the body wash or you're leaving Swamel on with the body cream, you're getting a certain nourishment and a maintenance of your skin's innate microbiome as well. And so firstly, when we perceive the body wash, we have, of course, those glycolipids and Swamel, but we also have collagen 3, which simplistically is a complex between hyaluronic acid and collagen, both of which love water. So as a complex, it can bind up to 1,000 times its weight in atmospheric water to the skin. So again, whether you are cleansing or you stepped out of the shower and you're putting on the body cream, you're getting that immense hydration. And then specifically for the body wash, we also have a very low concentration of salicylic acid to help with the exfoliation of dead skin cells, which actually have a harder time desquamating on the body skin. And so with this, you can apply with your hands or with a loofah, however you see fit, allow it to foam up and rinse off. And then next, of course, is the body cream. But before I note the body cream, I want to, of course, acknowledge the gap with the body scrub. So I always like talking about the body scrub because it's a perfect example of HQ receiving feedback and acting on that feedback. So many people were not too pleased that it was a sugar-based scrub, that it didn't have too much going on beyond the Swamel and the collagen 3. So HQ pulled it for a reformulation, and it is relaunching towards the end of this year. It will now be a sea salt, based scrub with a bit of AHAs for chemical exfoliation. There will be more moisturizing oils to have that moisturizing or emollient after feel after rinse off, and there will be peptides as well. So that's going to be a beast of a product coming very soon. But to finish the Swamel story for now, we of course have the body cream. Beyond the Swamel and the collagen 3, we also have lactobacillus ferment, which again helps maintain your skin's microbiome and ensure the beneficial growth of the good native bacteria so your skin feels healthy and moisturized as well as functioning. All right. And we are going to finish off with nutrition. So with our lifening line, we really like to look at how health is a total body experience, and many of your internal workings can directly affect your external aesthetics. And so we look to support the total body through all of our products. And so the first product, of course, then is our newly launched Beauty Collagen EX. So this is a low molecular weight collagen peptide in drink form. Collagen is a large molecule natively, and it is very hard for your body to break it down, whether it's applied topically or consumed orally. So in this instance, we have hydrolyzed it down into peptides, and the specific amino acid sequence of these peptides are readily bioavailable and easy for metabolization. And these peptides actually won an award in Korea for technological innovation, and they were the first collagen supplement to do so since 1991. And so to aid in the story of this collagen, we also have biotin, wheat ceramides, and hyaluronic acid to again promote the health of your skin from within. Despite the name of the wheat ceramides, they are actually gluten-free. And with these new purple bottles, for those that are used to the coral bottles we used to have, we also now have the addition of selenium and glutathione, both of which are powerful antioxidants, and a higher concentration of Byungpul leaf extract. So you're getting some of the anti-inflammatory and hydrating benefits internally as well. And then we will finish off with my favorite product, which is, of course, Deep Talk Plus. So Deep Talk Plus is a psyllium husk fiber supplement, and it's probably the closest thing we offer to a traditional form of Eastern medicine. So it's very common to take psyllium in this pellet-like form, versus in the West, we're most often used to something like Metamucil, where it's a powder, you add it to water, it becomes gelatinous, and you drink that gelatinous mix. But it's purposeful that it is in this pellet form. When you take the pellets with 10 ounces of water, that typical gelatinization of fiber doesn't occur until these pellets have reached your intestines. And so with that, they begin to clear up some of your intestinal blockages and really help the detoxification benefits of this product, while also maintaining gut regularity, by allowing the movement of stool through your bowels. So this product, I always like to cite the connections within the body to the gut microbiome. Specifically, your gut-skin axis and your gut-brain axis are direct connections, bidirectional connections rather, between your gut microbiome and your health of your skin, as well as your disposition. So if your microbiome is out of whack, so too may be the perceived health of your skin or even your mood. So to kind of also aid in that story, we've added zinc as well for additional skin health and immune support. And so with this product, it says to take 2 a day, 1 before breakfast and 1 after dinner. I again invite you to experiment with this. I found that 1 after dinner was just enough for me, but I know people who take it 3 times a day and they take it at their biggest meal at lunch. Whatever it may be, it's up to you in your Riman ritual. But that is it for our product discussion. I wanted to take a quick pause to plug Product University because our first session of Product University Summer School is tomorrow. It is at Riman HQ in Irvine, so anyone that is local that wants to come, the sign up is on Eventbrite, but for those that are not local, do not worry about it. We are going to have it, of course, on Zoom. So it's going to be 8 sessions spread out until July 31st, and we're going to go even more in depth than we just did. We're going to do specific sections of each brand. We're also going to refer to different people in regards to the product's efficacies or the ingredient efficacies. It's all going to be fantastic for information. And so that is all on me on my end. I again thank you all so much for listening to me. I see so many different comments in the chat. I don't have time to really get to look into them, but if anyone wants to reach out to me or has questions about ingredients, about anything, please email me at ritual@riman.com. I am here to help you. I am a resource for you, so please let me know. I did see one question. Someone asked what time class is tomorrow, 6 p.m. So be here or be square. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much, Tara.
I cannot even believe that, you guys. I have so many notes like crazy, and I know people were taking screenshots and sending them in the chats because I saw the chats blowing up. And Angie, all my team chats are like, "Oh my gosh, Angie's a gift. We are so grateful." Guys, I am recording. I will upload this. I will share it. It will be shared with you guys as soon as I get it uploaded. Just at least give me to the end of tonight while we're on the comp plan training. Make sure you've registered for Product University. Scan that QR code, get registered. And I am excited for you guys to take now all this information. You don't have to know it all and regurgitate it. Just build your own belief on that, put the products on, and share your own personal testimony experience, right? So Angie, thank you so much for taking this time out tonight. You guys, we are so blessed. We are so thankful for you. So thank you, you guys. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.